What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary 40. I want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. You're looking at my Glance LED going over tonight, tomorrow's NBA lineup. It's got the over-under. This is a unit I've talked about last couple days. No subscription fee. I can't stress that enough. You buy the unit, you plug it in, it works. Nothing to worry about paying each month for it to keep active. Real premium data. Live updates, NFL, NBA, NCAA, NHL, MLB. You don't want to care about sports that day, no problem. Stocks, news, weather. But I put a link in the pinned comment. All you got to do, go look at it. I guarantee if you're a sports fan, there's no doubt in my mind you will want at least one of these in your home. Literally, coolest thing I've bought all year. Really proud to be able to bring them to you. Now, MLB The Show. There's no way around this, okay? Last year, a lot of people pushed back Jazz Chisholm on the cover. And I said, you know what? I can understand it. Jazz Chisholm's a great player, right? Not a superstar, but a great player. This year, Vlad Jr. on the cover. And let me just tell you, when this screen popped up, there were more L's in the chat than I've seen in a long, long time. Now, I realize Vlad Jr. might not be living up to everyone's expectation, especially mine. If you go back and look at my Glance, it's a pair of Kyle Bradish cleats. I actually love the Baltimore Orioles. They're my hometown team. But I am predisposed then to dislike the Blue Jays. I actually like Vlad Jr., but Vlad Jr. may have a personal problem. I paid twice for a Vlad Jr. autograph signing, and he's no-showed his fans. So if anyone was going to dislike Vlad Jr., it was going to be me. But I'm telling you, I go back and I watch this reveal, and there are so many things that get me excited about the direction of this game. I'm hoping this is more than just the new standard, by the way, for a cover athlete reveal. When you go down to the Dominican and you film basically a 45-minute documentary on your cover athlete, remember when Madden, the cover athlete, used to mean something? Used to be more than just fans voting in polls? That's where I feel like MLB The Show is. So they basically go down and they encapsulate what it means for Vlad Jr. to make it to Major League Baseball. They go back to the fields here that he played on as a kid. And they talk about the importance of baseball in culture, music, food, everything. This was an absolutely beautifully done documentary. They show the fields that they play on, and they kind of have to highlight how this one field served as four fields. They talk about how people wanted to use baseball to better their lives, better their families, and ultimately find, I don't want to say salvation, but find a major league contract that would essentially set their families up for life. And that's why you always hear these stories of athletes going back home in the offseason. From there, when you talk about the culture, obviously music was a huge part of this, but also was the food. Now, there's a connection if you're not aware. Vlad Jr. and his grandmother, obviously she made him meals to try to get him in a little bit more slim shape so that he could be a little bit more productive when he was getting a little bit out of control. But, he goes and shows, the goat meals, all of these things. They actually joke, goats eating goat, right? But at the same time, you really get the idea that there was more to this than just showing it. That you would hope that they're taking this and infusing it into the game. They show the atmosphere that they have in the Dominican stadiums, and they talk about how important it is for them to go out and see their star players because a lot of them don't have an opportunity to watch them play in the States. They're actually forced to watch them when they come back. And what this, I believe, was setting up was kind of a little bit more than what we saw last year from the Negro League Stars, which was an incredible game mode. I love playing it. It just didn't have the depth. Where hopefully we're going to have a player start in one of these Dominican leagues. We're going to have the ability to play through and make some life choices. Follow kind of a first-person perspective where maybe you don't always end up in Major League Baseball. It's been one of my biggest problems with sports games. They put you in to the first-person perspective of someone that's successful, or you're always going to be successful. Most people fail when they try to become a professional athlete. They just don't have the skill set to get there. And that's something I think not seen enough in simulation sports. So I would love for them to take this concept here and use that to give us a deeper story mode than ever before and let us really live out the life of a player that maybe makes it to Major League Baseball, but only makes it maybe to Double A or Triple A at some point. They do a great job with Vlad Sr. coming in and, having the ability to share this moment with his son, being a cover athlete on a game that he played growing up. To have the cover athlete from MLB The Show 17, David Ortiz, sitting there, it really was a cool moment. Now, the cover, listen, it is what it is. I know some people are going to dislike it. At the end of the day, I don't think with digital covers mean near as much as they used to. But at the same time, I definitely appreciate they tried to put a lot of elements important to him in there. They obviously kind of sign off with a thank you to the Dominican. And then they go out and kind of break away into a more traditional office space of sitting down and going over what they're going to be releasing. So the trailer in itself didn't do much more than talk about Vladdy Jr. It didn't do much more than just express why he's going to be on the cover. But I'm hoping that they use this as the baseline of what we're going to get this year. You see there, they're going to do the collector's edition reveal, couple feature premieres, the ratings reveal, another feature, a tournament, another feature, and then launch day. So interesting that we're going to get a feature literally 5 days before launch day. They've cut it close in the past, but they haven't always cut it that close. So here's hoping that they have sat down and taken what everyone loved about the Negro League concepts. They've carried them over while also keeping that concept in the game because it's so important to the legacy and history. Keeping some of those pillars of gameplay in and created a totally different first person walkthrough my player esque mode that is going to allow us to start further back than ever before and have a deeper experience in building a player than ever before. Because ultimately, that's what I think we need as gamers. We need a personal connection to the player and to the game. And so much of this video was about the personal connection that Vlad Jr. and his family have to baseball and how the country has a personal connection to him. And that is something that is sorely missing in this game. If you go back, just putting in the World Baseball Classic out, uniforms, fielders, it really didn't do much. But hopefully they can get to the point where they use that to kind of build more of a base because so many people did love that, loved representing their countries in that game mode going online. And I just feel like it's something they've really kind of missed out on. To close this out, guys, for as long as I can remember, I've been recording on Blue microphones. Today is the day that I made the switch over to Shure. So if my voice sounds different, that's probably why. I'd love to know if you made it to the end of this video, some feedback on how it sounds. I appreciate you watching this, and I will be back in the week with more commentary.